Welcome back, Western Slope. It is a sensational Sunday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast. First thing I want to talk about is a little bit of our weather headlines. We're looking at temperatures that are increasing. That's right, today you probably were feeling a lot hotter than what you were feeling even yesterday and in that end of the work week. We're going to even hit those triple-digit numbers as we get into Monday and get into Tuesday. 101 and 100 are just around the corner. We are looking at a dry work week ahead. We've got a high-pressure system moving on in, which means those dry airs, those warm airs are going to start moving on in, but our wind speeds are going to stay mild like they have been. And of course, those UV rays are up compared to what we're used to, especially as we're getting towards well into the month of July. So make sure you buy that sunscreen, whether that's today or whatever, because when you have those 4th of July plans, I want to remind you to be sun safe and make sure that you're staying hydrated. So like I was saying, we do have a high pressure system moving on, and that's what this action is moving on in from the west coast. And this high pressure ridge is just going to continue to stick around. And kind of similar to last week, it's got a lot of action that could be moving on in and be here to stay, because even as we get into the middle of the work week, the end of the work week, those temperatures are staying in those upper 90s, at least for Grand Junction. Montrose is going to stay in those mid 90s, and even areas like Glenwood Springs and Aspen still have that chance to hang out in those, well, upper 80s for those afternoon highs. I also kind of want to chat about that wildfire safety. I've been talking about it for the rest of the week, but I want to remind you to never leave those campfires unattended with these hot, dry temperatures on the way, hot, dry weather on the way. Adhere to those burn bans and warnings. Make sure you properly discard of those cigarette butts. That's right, don't lose your butts. And keep vehicles off that dry vegetation, as well as power tools, because they can cause some sparks. And make sure you're obeying orders from those local law officials. Any fire bans that are up and available, or red flag warning, fire weather warning, just be cautious of that. And you can either tune in here, we'll tell you that, or you can just give it a quick little Google and they'll let you know what's going on for Mesa County and Montrose County. We'll notice those afternoon highs, Grand Junction, those upper 90s, Montrose 90. Moab, though, at 102, they finally reached their triple digits, and we're going to have happen well in those afternoon hours tomorrow, just around 2 to 3 p.m. Tomorrow, again, feeling real hot outside for all those areas. The dog walking forecast will show us, folks, that those peak temperatures, like I said, happening between that 2 to 4 p.m. hour. It's definitely going to stay hot. If you'd like to send me a photo of your dog, please feel free to at jsage@kerryxtv.com. That pollen forecast hasn't really shifted too much. We've got low trees, high grasses, low weeds, and some moderate pollen in terms of any irritations hanging out for us here on the Western Slope. As we take a look at that radar, this is that high pressure system I was chatting about that's going to be moving on in for the long run, and even followed by some more low pressure that's headed on in. For the extended forecast, folks, we're going to take a peek. There is that slight chance for maybe some showers tomorrow, but it looks like it is going to stay in those triple digits even into Wednesday and Thursday, looking in those upper 90s. Montrose, of course, just about 10 degrees cooler, but still hanging out in those low to mid 90s for the long run. So whether you're headed out to the farmer's market, whether or not you've got a barbecue prepared for the 4th of July, make sure you're being sun safe. And of course, even though it's scary, enjoy the sunshine.